Today we are going to be using angle bisectors and what angle bisector means in order to find some missing angles. So a not very formal definition of angle bisector, there's a more formal definition in your notes, but basically what an angle bisector is a ray that splits one larger angle into two congruent parts. Just like a segment bisector that split a line segment into two pieces that were equal, a angle bisector, this green ray here, splits this larger blue angle into two smaller angles that have the same measure. So whatever the measure of this angle right here is the same as this angle. So what we're going to focus on today is using what that word bisector means in order to find some missing information. For these first two, a picture is not given, but we can easily draw one from what we are given in words. So let's take a look. Angle VB ray VB bisects angle AVC, and measure of angle AVC equals 158 degrees. They want us to find the measure of angle BVC. So I'm going to just draw a picture here. I'm going to start with drawing my angle AVC. And you do not have to be super accurate, just, this is obviously an obtuse angle, try to make an obtuse angle. So I have A, V, remember the middle letter has to go in the vertex, C. And we know that the measure of angle AVC is 158 degrees. But then they also tell us that this ray VB bisects AVC. So here's B, so it makes this ray VB. What they are saying here is that the two angles we have that are made up of this larger angle is angle AVB is congruent or equal to the measure of this other angle BVC. They want us to find the measure of angle BVC, which is this angle right here. So you can look at this, you can do this one pretty much in your head if you're good at dividing by 2, because we know this plus this needs to add up to 158, and these two things are equal, so whatever this is plus whatever this is adds up to 158. What this really comes from is our segment addition postulate. So I'm going to write this in a more formal way. By our angle addition postulates, we're dealing with angles. Our angle addition postulate says this whole angle, measure of ABC, is equal to these two angles added together. Measure of angle AVB plus measure of angle BVC. Let's fill in what we know. Do we know the measure of angle ABC? Yes, we do. We know that's 158. Do we know AVB? No. Let's just call it X. But we do know that this angle and this angle have the same measure. So if AVB is X degrees technically, then BVC is also X degrees. And now what we can do is solve this equation. So if I combine my like terms, I get 2x on this side is still 158, and then last but not least I need to divide by 2, so I get that x equals 79 degrees. So to answer the question they asked us, the measure of angle BVC equals 79 degrees. If you wanted to go back and double check your work, you could confirm that 79 plus 79 gives you 158, which it does. Let's try another one. We have ray QS bisecting angle PQR. They tell us that measure of angle PQR is 142 degrees. Pay attention to what all they're asking for. They want us to find PQS and RQS. So let's draw a picture. Let's start by making angle PQR. And again, it does not need to be perfect, just needs to be something you can work with. PQR. And they tell us that measure of angle PQR is 142 degrees. They also tell us that QS, that ray, bisects or splits that angle into two equal pieces. There's ray QS. So we don't know measures yet, but we do know that whatever this angle is the same as this angle here. This angle right here is PQS. This angle right here is RQS. So those are the two angles we want to find. The process is exactly the same. By our angle addition postulate, we know that the bigger angle PQR, its measure, is equal to these two added together. So measure of angle PQR equals measure of angle PQS plus measure of angle RQS. Fill in what we know. We know that PQR is 142 degrees. We don't know PQS, let's call it X. What we know about SQR is that it's the same, so let's also call that X. So measure of angle PQS is X degrees. Measure of angle RQX is also X degrees. Solving that equation, X plus X gives me 2X, and then divide. I get that X equals 71 degrees. So to answer the question they're asking for, the measure of angle PQS is 71 degrees, and the measure of angle RQS is also 71 degrees. So sometimes, depending on the problem, they might ask you for